questions for Finn first so he can go? Can we take questions for Finn first so he can go? Okay.
Well, good evening, everyone, once again. We'll continue straight away with the head coach and vice-captain of the winning team this evening, Scotland. On top table, we have Gregor Townsend and Finn Russell, of course. Once again, if I could ask you please to wait for the microphone and also give your name and the name of your media when you're invited to ask a question. We're going to ask questions for Finn first this evening, if possible. So if you do have a question for Finn Russell, captain, we'll go. I'd always start here in the front row.
Hi, Finn. Happy-ish. What's your mindset after that?
We're happy with the result. We got the bonus point that we needed to keep us alive in this competition, but there's a lot of missed chances out there, and we're going to have to be a lot better in the next two games if we're going to keep going in this tournament. So it was good to get the bonus point win before half time, but there's a lot of work on there. So we're happy, but I think when we watch it back next week, we'll be a bit frustrated with the chances that we left out there.
You were subjected to a cheap shot, second half, a yellow, amazingly upgraded to a red card. What was your thoughts on that? Did you know anything about it?
No, that's not my job to look at if that's a red card or a yellow card. I think I'll just part of that maul, so not often I find myself in there. But that's not for me to look at and to decide what card it is. So I'll leave that to the officials. And we're not going to play Tonga again this tournament, so there's nothing to worry about for us there.
Sorry, can I just ask you to wait for the microphone?
7 different try scorers, Finn. Did it feel as though you were starting to find that wee bit of fluency in the attack?
Yeah, I think that 7 different try scorers is great, but I think we left 4, 5, 6 chances out there potentially. But it's great, we're getting the ball to the width. Darcy scored a good try in the end. Duan scored, so the back scored a few tries. We've got a driving maul try, which was really pleasing as well. But like I said, when we get to the sort of finish zone 5 metres from the line, we need to be a lot better there. So it's good that boys are scoring, but I think we need to be a lot better and we need to be harder on ourselves in training and then in games. So I think, like I said, if we want to progress in this tournament, we need to be a lot better than that. It doesn't matter if there's one guy that scores 7 tries or 7 individuals. It's a team effort. So as I mentioned before earlier, it's happy that we got the bonus point, but we need to be better, and there'll be frustration next week and we'll need to up it.
More questions for Finn Russell here.
Hi, Finn. Obviously, the Ireland-South Africa game slightly changed the dynamic of the group last night. How did that influence your thinking? Was there any deflation last night, and does it change things in the grand scheme for you guys?
Look, I think ideally for us it would have been South Africa that won, but we know what we need to do now. The game being last night, it meant that we knew today and going into this Romania game what we need to get from these 2 games to have that final game against Ireland in Paris. So I don't think it changes too much for us. After losing to South Africa, it was always going to have to be that we go to Paris and beat Ireland. So it's just, we knew this was going to be a situation at the start potentially. So it was good that we knew obviously before today what we had to get, and we managed to get that bonus point win. But I think it was always, after that first game, it was always going to be the case. We're going to have to go to Paris and beat Ireland.
Thank you. Luke McLaughlin from The Guardian. Hi, Finn. What was the physicality like? I mean, Sione spoke about it before the game, but how was that from the physical point of view?
It's always going to be tough against Tonga, They're big boys, they want to put good shots in. Thankfully, they didn't put as much pressure as I thought they were going to put on me. So it allowed me a little bit of time on the ball, which was nice. But it's always going to be a really physical game. I think more so for the forwards, and Sione at 12 is going to carry the ball a little bit more. I think we played... we played well, we moved the ball around a lot, which makes it hard to get these spot tackles. But as I said, it's always going to be a physical game, more so for the forwards and the centres than it is for me. But I think the boys rode the tackles well, and in defence we were pretty good.
Do we have more questions in the room for Finn this evening?
Hi, Finn. David Barnes, the offside line. You mentioned that you got a bit more space than you maybe got in South Africa. Did you need that after the South Africa experience, or you kind of shrugged that off already? Just to get yourself back into the way of things.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say we needed it. I think the South Africa game, it's always tough against them. They're so physical, their set piece is so strong, and their defence is slightly different to most teams. I think the week after South Africa it was very frustrating because again we left some chances out there and we should have been better that game. But I think we're all waiting for this game to get back into it. Having a 2-week break during a competition is quite long, so I think boys were really pleased and happy to get out there today. I think the first 20-30 minutes we were really good today, and then we sort of started chasing tries, I think. So I wouldn't say it's something that we needed to have space in the ball, but different teams will have different defences and show you different pictures, so it's just being able to adapt and play against different teams. So again, it was a good thing that we managed to get a bonus point today, but there's a lot of work on us.
Final questions for Finn? Or doesn't seem to be the case, so I think we can let you go.
None in French.
Thank you. None in French.
Thank you very much. And we'll now move to questions for head coach Gregor Townsend. Start with Luke in the front row, please.
Thank you. Gregor, there were times when you were under a bit of pressure, quite a bit of pressure today, and you fell behind on the scoreboard. Were you pleased that the game plan was stuck to and the composure was kept?
Yes, we knew it would be a tough match. For Tonga are a very good side, got very good individuals, and they're very physical. And we talked about the work that we did in the first 20 minutes might not necessarily lead to points on the board, but we can take away their belief, we can take away their fitness by that first 20 minutes. So it was actually a bonus that we got those 4 tries, literally a bonus, but the fact that we got the 4 tries in the first half was probably ahead of what we expected, and credit to the players for doing that. I think in the Ireland game it was 3-3 after 20 minutes, and when Tonga played Ireland, so it showed you what Tonga are as a team, and they took their opportunity well today with their try.
Gregor, how is Jamie Ritchie, and have you had any explanation as to why there was no red card for that incident?
No, I don't know if we'd get explanation, but I think what they said when I heard the referee explaining that there was mitigation in terms of height, and when he explained why it stayed as a yellow, Jamie has obviously failed his HIE 1 or HIE 2, correct me on the terminology, and wasn't able to return to the field. So very disappointing that our captain, one of our key players, was hit in the head and had to be removed from the game. It's twice now that it's happened with South Africa. Number 8 got hit in the head. Jack Dempsey, nothing happened that day. And today only a yellow card. I just don't understand what the TMO bunker and the 3 officials and the TMO who are there to say whether it's a red card or not are looking at. I think we're trying to look at ways to not give red card rather than referee what is an illegal tackle and should be a red card, in my opinion.
You would obviously have had conversations with World Rugby after the Jack Dempsey incident, or will there be more after this? And is there any point in those in your view?
Who knows? Who knows? The decision gets made. I would like to say that the TMO bunker is not. It's not being delivered as what I thought it would be, which is only if the referee at the time isn't sure whether it's a yellow card or red card. I don't believe there's been a red card issued by a referee yet. They've all gone to the bunker, and well, I suppose it's to help the referees when their referees are not sure whether it's a yellow or red card, but it's taken the game away from the referees to make those decisions. And if there's mitigation there for a player who runs into contact and gets hit in the head, I don't see it. It's supposed to be a late or sudden change of movement. Just Jamie didn't even carry the ball that low and gets hit in the head. And this is our showcase, is our opportunity to show what is legal and what is illegal, what we want out of the game. And that's 2 tackles now that both upright, both hit the head of our players. One had no sanction, not even a penalty, and the second one just had a yellow card. And I don't think that's good enough.
Gregor, do you think there could have been more cards issued for similar offences out there? And second part of this is there enough or any transparency around the explanation for why these decisions are made in the bunker?
The second one's a big question more for you guys to ask. I don't know the answer to the second one. And the first one, no, I'd love to look at more detail. It was a very physical game. And I thought the majority were really good tackles from both sides. I felt our players showed huge physicality today. The contact work, the ball carrying, and at times the defence. We do defend in a different way. A lot of it is about riding the tackle and making sure that ball is slowed down. And I thought we did that very well. It was an excellent physical contest, but I can only talk about the tackle that led to our captain being removed from the field and not being able to return.
Hi, Gregor. Brendan O'Brien, the Irish Examiner. Just the game last night, Finn obviously spoke a little bit about it. How does that change, or does it change what you guys need to do over the next couple of weeks, the result?
Well, reading a few comments after the game, it looked like Ireland are already in the quarterfinals. So even people chatting today saying Ireland are playing New Zealand. So for us, well, maybe that's already been decided. We know we have to win our next two games. Likely now we'll have to win with either a bonus point or deny Ireland getting a bonus point. But we've got a game next week to focus on, and we've got to get maximum points from that one first.
We'll go here and then here, please. We'll start in the front row. Sorry.
Hi, Gregor. David Barnes, the offside line. Can you just clarify Jamie's tier 1 or tier 2? What were we looking at with Jamie? Is it a 12-day?
It will be. It will be, I'd imagine, because he's had previous head injuries. So I think the threshold is 5 in your career, and I believe he's over that. So 12 days still makes him available for our final game, but it takes him out of our next game, which is obviously very disappointing for him and us.
I mean, he's a kind of regular member of the squad, captain of the squad. How much of a concern, how much would that count against him in terms of not being able to train next week with the Ireland game in mind?
Oh, I think he'll be able to return at his level if he gets through all the return to play protocols. But no, I've no worries about him coming back with a 2-week break before that game, today's game. So if he gets back in the 2 weeks, then I'm sure he'll be back at his best level.
Bonjour Grégor, une question en français. Il y a cet essai aujourd'hui, mais il y a aussi pas mal d'en avant. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose qui vous inquiète? Il y a eu, comme le disait Finn aussi, des moments où vous pouviez faire mieux à 5 mètres de la ligne, etc. Est-ce que ça vous inquiète dans l'optique du match à venir contre l'Irlande? C'est passé aujourd'hui, ce sera peut-être une sanction qui tombera à l'arrivée et une défaite si vous faites ça aussi contre l'Irlande. Est-ce que ça vous inquiète?
Non, pas pour l'Irlande. Si on marque 7 essais contre l'Irlande, je serais très, très content. Aujourd'hui, on était un peu trop gourmand, surtout dans les 10-15 dernières minutes, de marquer un essai trop vite. Mais avant ça, de marquer 4 essais en première mi-temps, de jouer avec l'intensité, le ballon très vite, ça c'est des choses très positives. Mais on sait la semaine prochaine contre Roumanie, si on a les mêmes occasions de marquer, il faut qu'on ait plus clinical. C'est quoi le mot en français, clinical? Clinique. Plus clinique. I got every word apart from the last one.
Hi, Gregor. We've just heard about Stuart McInally leaving the squad. Obviously, a pretty horrible way for his career to end. How is he?
Right now, he's very emotional because he got a presentation in the change rooms from the players, and Grant Gilchrist gave a fantastic speech. And Stuart responded, so it was a very emotional time for all of us, especially Stuart. To get the news yesterday that he wasn't going to recover in time from a neck injury picked up at training, is so disappointing for him. I think we all thought this would be just a great way to end his career, coming out, getting his 50th cap, contributing to our World Cup campaign. Something that he's deserved and earned, given what he's put into that jersey over the years, and also what he's put in over the last 3 months. Like, he trained so well, he worked hard for this opportunity, and it's just bad luck. It wasn't even an injury during the session; it was more at the end of the session. He'd felt pain in his neck, and it didn't recover for 2 days. And then yesterday we decided, okay, let's scan and see if there is a bigger issue there, which there is, which means he was ruled out for the rest of the tournament. Yes.
Got time for one final question, if there are any.
I think about the game. You guys have just asked me questions not about the game, and I know it's partly my fault for answering about other incidents.
Hi there, Greg. Pacific Media Network. Just want to ask about anything that you've seen from the Tongan side tonight in the game.
Good.
That you can see going forward into playing against Ireland with the physicality.
Yeah, I think Tonga really tested us in the areas where there's contact. So the Rucks they're a very good jackling side. They ended up getting a few against us more in the second half. I think they had 6 against Ireland. So they have a huge presence there. They're very quick in at winning the ball, and they're hard to move. The scrum was a real competitive area. I thought we did very well there and started to dominate. I was very surprised with the last scrum penalty, but it's not really my area. But so was my scrum coach, surprised with that. And I thought their ball carrying was really good. Forwards with real skill, backline players, aggressive. So it's a very good test for us. I think we will, as Finn alluded to, we'll be disappointed with how we didn't score 2 or 3 more tries, but that was a proper physical test match against a very good side who threw everything at us, and we managed to create lots of opportunities today, which is the first step. The second step would have been converting more of them, but it was a really good preparation for us for the next 2 games that are coming up quite quickly now.
Okay, that will be the final question this evening. I'd like to thank you, Gregor.
Thank you.
And the Scotland team.
Thank you.
It's because I've got a huddle. You're going to ask me about the game now. Is that why?